how are you doing? Welcome back. I hope you're well and I hope you're having a great day. So today, guess what? We're back on the Racing Green and today we're going to be painting those doors. It's the last bit of paintwork on the car. So I've been on the paintwork for 5 or 6 weeks now. I reckon at least probably 50 to 60 hours gone into the paintwork. But today is the final bit. It will all be completed, and as you can see, we can then start reassembly of the car. I will do a follow-up video detailing just how much it's cost me to get all the paintwork done. It wasn't cheap, but I do think I saved a lot of money over getting it done externally, professionally. And just take in mind, it's not just the bodywork that's been painted. We've done all inside the engine bay, we've done all inside the boot, we've done the interior of the car, all the underneath of the car as well, wrapped, aligned, and of course literally inside panels, like inside the seals and that sort of thing as well. So there's a huge amount of paint gone into the car. So just as a reminder, just if you would want to get hold of some, there are some classic Mini Workshop stickers available. I will stick a link down in the description to eBay. You can get them on eBay. They're £2.50 a sticker plus postage, but if you buy more than one, you get a 25% discount. These stickers have gone all over the world so far. So just trying to think off my head, top of my head, Australia, Canada, all across Europe. Yeah, they're all over the world, which I'm quite impressed with. So if you'd like some stickers, check out the eBay shop. There's a limited number at the moment, but I'll probably reorder some more soon. So I've got some for the show season. So, I guess all that's left is to get into getting this final bit of paintwork done. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I will catch you again next week. Right, I know it doesn't look much difference, but I've been flat out on it today. About 5-6 hours prepping the doors now. I'd already skinned them, I'd already done a bit of prep work. But it's just really important to get the doors correct. I'd sort of manipulated the edges a fair bit to make sure I've got good panel gaps. So yeah, a few skims of filler, rubbed back, primed, all that sort of thing. And obviously getting this set up, so you know, once again thanks to Mark, this scaffold setup is going to be so much easier for painting. It's so important when you're painting to get free access around what you're painting. If you're trying to get into tight corners and that sort of thing, you'll lay the paint on thick and you'll get runs and that sort of thing. This is absolutely ideal. I've got a bit of angle on the doors. Don't want them completely horizontal because it will, yeah, just becomes a dust trap then. And I don't want them completely vertical because you're more likely to get runs. But this is ideal, perfect setup. Mark gave me the advice. These hooks fit nicely into the rail under there, and I've just about got enough room to get round and do the back side as well. Obviously up there's a bit you see, so we won't be painting the inner part of the door, but round the edges all need painting. I've obviously got things like, yeah, these are things that takes time, so like cleaning up all the hinges, bonnet hinges, door hinges, all the like the spacers for the hinges, and like the plate that goes on the nuts to sort of spread the load. They've all been cleaned off as well and been coated in hammerite. They're just drying at the moment. I've got these bits, I think are probably the most difficult bits to do. Spray on the Mini. I remember doing them on Project Bruce. Not easy to do just because they're thin, they're upright. So what I've actually done is I've got big long screws, like self-tapping screws, about 4 inches, 3-4 inches, drilled through the top there onto there. So they're not tight, but it just stops them wobbling around too much and hopefully will make it easier for me to spray. So I need to get my painting overalls on, and once again we're back on the high build primer. I'm using U-Pol for everything, so I've got U-Pol high build primer, and the lacquer I'm using is U-Pol as well. The only thing that is not U-Pol is the paint itself. Rover British Racing Green, paint code H&A. if you're interested. I have gone through, so that's a 2.5 litre tin. I've used all of that. And I've just started on the second tin. I've probably ordered too much paint. There's no way I need another 2.5 litres. I probably only need another litre, well, not even that, probably half a litre of paint. You mix that 1 to 1, so 2.5 litres is 5 litres of base coat. And that's done pretty much the whole car, apart from under the bonnet, because I ordered a different kit for under the bonnet. So I've got plenty of paint. I am running out of other consumables though, running out of mixing cups. I've just got enough to do the primer, base coat, lacquer. And the plan with, as I say, when I ordered more paint, I thought I might as well order extra just in case something goes wrong. I'm not panicking about not having enough paint to redo it. And if I scratch the car or something in the future, I've got the colour already mixed up, so it should match perfectly okay. So yeah, let me get my painting overalls on. Let's get these doors in filler primer. And just for a little intermission, just because it's cool. So yeah, there's all those spacer plates I was talking about. Even the screws for the door I've cleaned up and hammer-righted. So we've got the bonnet on the car now. It's not bolted on because obviously I'm painting the hinges at the moment. But paint match is absolutely perfect. Even though that was sprayed a few weeks ago now. It is absolutely spot on perfect. Now the whole car will probably be wet flatted. There is a bit of orange peel in it now the paint's sunk back. Nothing too major. I mean, I could just leave it as it is, but it's yeah, bit of wet flatting and that will be absolutely stunning. Right, there we go. So we're all in filler primer now. 3 coats. 3 coats of filler primer, pretty much all over. All the little bits and bobs. There's my brackets in hammerite. Yeah, just got to get paint on it now. Base coat and lacquer, and then we're done. That's all the paintwork done on the car. Unless I've missed something. I don't think I have. I nearly forgot the boot hinges earlier. Dragged them out at the last moment, but then that's all the paintwork done on the car. I will be so happy because it's just a long, tedious process. Can't think how long have I been at this now. 4 or 5 weeks at the weekends, consuming pretty much most of the weekend. I'm just so pleased with how it's all turning out. I mean, that bonnet's just laid there at the moment. I haven't done anything with gaps or anything like that, but already it's looking spot on. Just the doors will be the final bit, and then we'll put the doors on, we can put some windows in, and then we can sort of shut it up and start reassembling it all. Right, back in a moment when we'll get the, so next step will be the base coat. Right then, this is it. I'm ready to paint the doors, which are the last bits to get paint on the car. I started this respray 6 weeks ago. I've been on it pretty much every weekend since then. Today actually I booked an additional day off work because I've worked out I wouldn't be able to get the bonnet, boot and doors all done in one weekend, so I've booked an extra day off work, which is not too bad. I was thinking I'd have to book a few days off. So yeah, I just need to get the paint on now. I did just make a bit of a mess up. So doors are all in filler primer, so I have been obviously DAing them down to the original primer, and then 3 coats of filler primer, and then I've been using 500 grit granite discs to flat them back down again. But stupid me, I've started flatting off and I'm thinking this is going through the filler really easily. It's cutting through nicely. I had a 220 grit one on there. Luckily I didn't go right back all the way through the primer, so once I'd done pretty much the whole door, but I'd noticed it had started rubbing through in a few areas, and then I thought, damn, I've got the wrong paper. So very quickly I went over it again in 500, seems to be okay. It's that door, so we'll see if there's any problems. Fingers crossed there won't be. Now, I am Well, I say I'm not superstitious, but I've been wearing these overalls right from the start. They are completely and utterly wrecked. I have a brand new set of overalls there. I don't want to change them. These are my lucky overalls. So, yeah, I don't want to upset anything. So, anyway, there's lots of waffling on this video, I'm sure. Let me just get the paint mixed up, get it in the gun, we'll get it on the doors, and then we'll be done. Fingers crossed it all goes okay. Right, so there's our paint, British Racing Green. That's how much I've got left. Like I say, I've got way more than I need. If something goes wrong, I haven't got to worry about running out of paint. The only problem I find is getting it from there into there. So I use a little ice cream scoop to swap it over. Always got to make sure it's well mixed up as well. Right, there we go. They're done. I've got to admit, doors are a pain to spray just because there's, well, if you want to do them properly to get in all the areas back and front, but certainly these scaffold stands or whatever they're called, band stands, made life so much easier. Finish wise, all good. Again, a little bit of crud here and there, but nothing major. Not a single run, which is the most important bit, and not a huge amount of orange peel as well. Reflection looks pretty good, doesn't it? I actually done 4 coats of lacquer. I might come to regret that because the rest of the cars pretty much had 3 coats, but it just wasn't quite there with 3. Might have just been because they're big panels and I might have been spraying it on a little bit thinner. Hopefully these have come out, the canes, hinges, everything like that. So now we just got to wait for these to dry, probably give them a few days, and then we'll put them back on the car. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, remember to give it a thumbs up. If you want to drop me a comment, I read all the comments. If you're not a subscriber, do please consider subscribing. And just once again, thank you very much for coming back in, tuning in and watching the videos. We are nearly there.